Super Desperation Radio! Go!
Hey, everybody. I'm back. We're all back. Another week. Hopefully get through this one without any surprises.
No, there's always a surprise.
There's always a surprise waiting around every corner.
And every surprise is a beautiful fuck up by you.
I did not always. Last week was actually pretty okay on my side. I don't think I messed anything up. I
definitely called one of our guests by the wrong name.
Oh yeah,
that did happen.
I did do that.
Remember when you gave away Seglia's email on accident?
Wow, because that wasn't me, but the guy who was here last time. Oh man,
I've decided that in honor of WWE, we're gonna start every SDR with a 20-minute Stephanie promo from now on.
God.
It'll be just like Raw. I'm out.
Hold on. Okay. Let's do this. Is it gonna be Steph with Test promo, or is it gonna be a Steph with Triple H?
Steph with Test would be like the shit right now.
Well,
She's
that'll be hard to
terrible.
do Test because he's dead. So.
Why? I only laugh when Alex laughs at that, damn it.
Well, one of us can role play this.
I mean, if that's your thing, man, like
if you
He's a
wanna,
pretty bland character, so.
yeah, he's basically, well, he's wood.
Oh, Pinocchio.
Yeah, basically.
All right, he just wants to be a real boy.
Except he's dead.
You know what the worst thing is if you Google dead Test, all you get are like the color-coded screens from the TV.
Oh God.
It takes like 20 pictures to actually get a picture of Test. Oh man, woo!
This should not be as entertaining as it is. Rest in peace, Test.
Rest in peace, Test. Yeah.
But in other wrestling news, so like I guess it happened already, or what's going on?
No, it hasn't actually. They started the show with the contract signing for Fastlane.
Fuck.
And so I'm guessing they're gonna maybe close. Thank you. Maybe close the show with the retirement speech for Bryan. I don't know. From what everybody's saying is this isn't a work. Bryan Danielson is really retiring. And if so, it's a sad day for professional wrestling because he's a guy who put a lot of himself into wrestling and just worked his ass off. And he was a guy that a lot of people didn't think was going to make it because he was too small and he was too much of a wrestler and he wasn't a sports entertainer.
They didn't think he could be fun, and it turned out he was the most fun person they had on the roster for like what, 2 years?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it'll be the end. Like the biggest two guys they've had in recent years were him and Punk, and they're both going to be gone.
Yep.
So.
But they got John Cena and Triple H.
I mean, but
who knows?
John Cena debuted in like 2003, though. Like they haven't made a new star since him and Orton that stuck around.
Here's something else. John Cena's coming off
AJ Styles. They pulled him out of nowhere. They built him from nothing, right? That's how it went.
Ah, yes, that rookie AJ Styles.
Yes. That up and comer Nemo.
They got this new up and comer. Like they just found him in like I don't know some random dojo in Japan.
I can't wait till they talk about this rookie Shinsuke Nakamura. That'll be a good time too.
They're gonna build this guy up. He's gonna be so sick. And then I heard
Dude,
one of
he
the
is.
new rookies broke his leg too. This guy just started wrestling in NXT. Just had no career before this, and
Never
he busted
happened.
his leg.
Nope.
Didn't
What's
even know
his
how to
name?
wrestle. That's why he broke his leg.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I guess obviously it'll be during the show, so I'll have to end up watching it later. Or, I'll just catch the highlights because Raw so far has been a flaming dumpster fire as per usual lately.
Yeah, I feel like I can definitely wait until Saturday to watch the condensed version that comes on right before the condensed version of SmackDown.
Oh, this... You're talking about like this week in WWE, or are you talking about like the Hulu versions?
Well, they have like this thing on this channel called UHD or some shit like that, where they'll run Raw replays and like they'll run like just like condensed versions of matches. They'll cut out all the bullshit you don't care about.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it didn't wait all the way until fucking Saturday. I'm like, dude, you guys need to be putting this on the network now. Why are you putting this on TV at 12 in the morning?
I don't know. That just sounds like the Hulu version of the show.
I mean, it probably basically is. It's just it's televised, and I'm like, I don't think any.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, it's been happening for like a couple of years now, and I would catch it on accident and just be like, you could be spending this money much more effectively if you got TV time. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
But then again, it's WWE, so who am I to tell them how to spend their money badly?
3-hour Raw.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 3-hour Raw. It's a 3-hour tour. 3 hours.
It is now. It is exactly.
I mean, it's definitely become that. I definitely feel like I'm stranded on an island with a bunch of assholes every time I watch Raw.
How's the weather? Did it start getting rough?
Thank you. God.
You know,
So, fighting games.
Fighting game news. That's why we're here, right?
Is it?
I think so. That's well, we were here last week for the we tried to be here for that last week, and some things went sideways. But we've got a lot of stuff that
we ended up having. We actually ended up having to break fighting game news last week, which is rare for us. So instead of just talking about it,
I want to say right now, I know we always joked about having Mr. Wizard on the show. But if I knew it was that easy this whole time...
Hey, Joey, you want to come on the show? Okay. Hell.
Like, damn it, that's 4 years
my
wasted.
bluff.
this is the thing. You got to talk about the most important thing to you, Chris. The most important news that we broke last week with Joey on. There's going to be beer allowed at Evo.
Beer allowed at Evo.
Just because of you.
I'll talk about this...
There's gonna be distilled liquor in the parking lot.
I'll be discussing this in length.
That's super illegal moonshine.
I'll be I'll be conducting.
Me and Chris gonna be ham boning in the parking lot.
In between commentary sets, it's like, yo, let's go outside and have a drink real quick. Woo! I'll be doing a special SDR player profile with Joey discussing this after the show. Check it out.
Man, that was actually really cool that we had him on. I got to fucking finally put an end to my. Am I getting my medal in the mail?
So for those who didn't listen to last week's episode, are you getting that medal?
No. He says there weren't any for 2009, but I'm checking some tapes. Like,
Taking the film real quick.
I swear to God, if fucking Justin Wong got one for getting second and fourth, I need one too.
Well, what if we do this? You know those little like chocolate gold coins?
Yeah.
You buy in a little pouch? Yeah. What if I just stuck a thread through one and just sent it to you and put Evo 2009 Third Strike on it and misspell Third Strike?
Oh man, I get to be the fucking Strike 3 top 8 finalist. Hell yeah, send that shit my way.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was the year that Justin got the Marvel 2 belt. You should ask him about
Maybe he got a salad with it.
That was actually what happened. Was he gave out belts that year, but you didn't ask about a belt. You asked about a medal.
Wow, it's true. Damn, you fucked up.
Question successfully evaded.
Mike Z is just walking around with 2 sick-ass belts. I got the Intercontinental and the World Championship.
He's permanently just using one to hold up his pants. He's like, I'm the shit.
Oh my god.
Mike Z has the spinner belt.
Oh man, nobody wants a spinner belt.
No, it's Mike Zena.
Oh wow.
Oh shit, that's gonna be a Photoshop later.
I can't believe we just only came out with that just now. Jeez. But anyway, yeah. So getting back to the topic at hand, Street Fighter V just had its last beta last week.
Oh, hold on.
What?
Possibly.
Can I do the segue?
Okay, yeah, sure, go ahead.
I submit to the Midnight Society.
Son of a bitch.
What?
A Capcom game with shitty netcode.
So okay, I didn't play the last beta. What was it? Just really that bad?
It was.
It was spotty.
I got really mad with a lot of the things. I got mad too because I had to play on keyboard, so throwing tech.
God.
Throwing text. Tech. I can't talk.
Teching throws.
Right.
Doing things
Was
does
like
not work.
almost impossible for me because it's really hard to hit the 2 buttons because on keyboard in the beta you can't set it to any key you want. You're limited to what keys are allowed to have buttons attached to them.
So you're like pressing like R and K for like tech
you have to
throws.
push G and B. Because
Wow, that's impossible. You're like
it's WASD for your things, and then it's like G through K and B through comma. And it's like, first of all, those are 2 different levels. I couldn't press space for jump, and it was just kind of weird. But I even went to 5 only, and it was bad. Like, it wasn't as bad on 5 only, but there was definitely people just doing stuff, and right as I'm trying to punish, I'm getting like DP'd, just like terrible block string garbage. It wasn't. I was hoping it was like maybe the beta was bad, or I played a bunch of people that weren't in my country, but it just.
No, it wasn't just you. There were plenty of people.
Yeah, I had
all
this.
over.
I definitely had the same experience with like setting it to 5 only, and every now and then I would get somebody who I actually knew. They would live fairly close to me, and I'd be like, okay, cool, and it would be okay. And then in the next match, I would get somebody who they didn't put their little flag in their freaking name, which is very important. I didn't think it was important until I ended up playing a guy from Germany, and I was like, why are you on the 5-bar section, man? Why are Germans 5 bars? And this guy's like all over the place. It's like a fucking Dragon Ball Z fight.
Yeah. Okay, so the worst time I had is I played against a Brazilian guy, and for the 3rd round, he literally only did jump in roundhouse throw, and I couldn't anti-air the roundhouse because he would just teleport on top of me, and every time I tried to throw, he was in the air or I got thrown because I did it too late.
Like the way the rollback works is weird. It's like it's almost an option select, like on its own.
So,
like if you try to take a throw, then it turns into a jump kick. If you try to just block it, it turns into a throw.
The rollback netcode is like playing against Zato times 2 because his Oki game is so good that if you're the aggressor, it's more likely what you're doing is going to come out because everything's reflecting on what you're doing on your screen. So if you knocked him down, cool, I got the knockdown, so I know exactly what happened. I'm going to jump in and be able to attack. And there's other guys questioning, well, what is this person doing? What do I do in this situation? Are they going to throw? Are they going to backdash? Are they going to jump? But instead of being able to read anything, you just get a teleport in your ass.
A teleport in your ass.
It's literally like they just call out like little Cammy and like I got fucking cannon spike and shit. It was bad.
You got hit with the
unblockables.
The little
Unblockable
cannon spike. The little cannon spike.
Little Cammy did like V trigger like cannon drill and it held me in place like Mawaru, and then I just got fucking double jumped in and some shit. It was bad.
Dude, the best is like when I'll do like shit where I'll like a very obvious like stand roundhouse or something, right? And they block it, and then it rolls back, and they didn't block it, and they die, and I'm like, oh God, the fucking best, man.
The worst was I did a super, got the super, and as it was doing the cinematic, I got hit. I was like, well, all right.
So, this is the only time the beta has had online like this?
Yeah.
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. Because see, this is the thing about GGPO. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it is the worst pile of shit ever. Okay, I'm sorry, not GGPO, rollback. I'll say rollback, because I want to bring this up, and, Mortal Kombat 10, it uses something like GGPO, according to Mr. Boone, right? That's what he said? GGPO-like, which is basically rollback, and I saw nothing but praise for that online code. Like, everyone was just saying...
You're talking about the new net code, right?
Yes, the new one. People baited it, like, yesterday, 2 days ago, or this past weekend, I guess. And I was reading impressions online, and there was no negative responses about it at all. Just everyone just praising it and saying it's amazing.
But you think that maybe that happened because there was just a good weekend, like you said? Like, it was just behaving itself?
It's not that it could be behaving itself. It could be fewer people on the network. But since rollback, GGPO, whatever the hell you want to call it, is P2P, it shouldn't do that. So I don't know what the hell happened with the Street Fighter V beta between the first 3 or 4 and this last one.
Honestly,
and I guess...
Oh, go ahead. Finish. I was going to say, like, honestly, I think it was an issue with, like, the servers not correctly determining who was in the proximity of the parameters set, basically. You say you want 4 and above, and it's like, okay, 4 and above, and then here's a guy from, like, Abu Dhabi, and for, like, one split second, he had, like, a great connection with you, so it registers as 4. Like, this happens in Guilty Gear also.
You're saying basically matchmaking is fucked.
Yeah, matchmaking sounds...
netcode.
I think netcode is fine, because when it's good, it's really freaking good, and you can't even gauge how bad it's going to be until you actually start playing, and you'll get a string of matches that are just fine, and then you'll just get one guy that just is all over the freaking place. And this happens,
that is... Oh, go for it.
I was going to say, this happens a lot in Edgelord, too, where, like, you'll join a lobby, and it'll say 3 bars, and then everybody in there is 0.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say the same thing. Like sometimes if you go into like an East Coast lobby in Exerd, you walk in the room and it's like, oh, 4s and 5s, and then you just like, all right, I need to wait the 15 seconds. There it is, the 1s and the 0s.
Oh man.
Baby.
It did now, and now it goes down, and then it goes back up. So it's like 30 seconds to wait to see if it goes back up. I spent like almost a half an hour in a Japanese lobby waiting for the numbers to climb back up because the room said 4 bars. Not one of them were 4 bars. Not even 1 bar amongst them.
Don't believe the lies.
The thing I was trying to figure out with Street Fighter V is how the online UI works. Like, so when you go in there, can you set the delay, or does it automatically set it for you? Because on GGPO, you were allowed to set delay, like 1 frame, 2 frames, and so on.
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Because I saw, I think it was the official Street Fighter account or Capcom Fighters, one or the other, saying to people, set your delay to 3, not your connection to other people to 3.
Right.
But I'm assuming there's connection and then there's delay setting. I haven't seen it myself, so I can't really say for certain.
The beta's matchmaking selection, it's not bad, but I don't think it's complete right now. So stuff like that doesn't seem to be available. At least I didn't see it when I was playing. I might have just missed it because honestly, I just would pop it in and then want to play a couple matches and whatnot and see how things shook out. But yeah, I think that's something that they should have in there. I don't know how that's going to affect the way the game rolls, though.
Yeah, I didn't actually play any of the beta online, so I have no idea myself.
Yeah, I tried. My computer has a fatal counter error, and doesn't work.
It turned into BlazBlue?
Yeah, man, you gotta get that fixed so we can play Street Fighter V and then become the official commentators for Street Fighter V at Evo.
Oh, sick!
Yeah,
the loudest guy in the FGC and the guy.
Pocket's just trying to take over everybody's game now.
Hell yeah! Jump in line, senor.
Pocket's just like, yo, I got Mr. Wizard on the show. Now I'm gonna do all the games.
No, like Chris, I think you and I could take out David and James.
Right? Yeah, I think we can take David and James.
Just throw them both through tables and just jump on the commentary.
But see, the problem is it's not David and James. You got to deal with Seth Killian.
Oh God, I'm not messing with that. Seth Killian invited. Seth Killian and I, I know his wife. It's cool.
Okay, Seth's married, dude.
I know where he gets his shoes from. It's cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh.
I don't know, man. Seth's an angry white guy. I just don't think you can mess with him.
Seth is all right. I mean, we can alternate. I get Seth during top 16, and Gibby gets him during top 8, and then James and David get pools.
Damn, just relegated to pools.
In order to cement this, I can't wait for our new show, Crush Counter. I will be Walk Ross, and with Helltex. There you go, Helltex.
Just get in my ass, Helltex.
That might have been the best thing you've ever come up with. Holy crap, I'm writing that down right now.
Crush
I'm not even
Counter.
kidding.
Just to go in line with Street Fighter V.
That is going in the tank. That is going in the tank right now. Helltex and Walk Ross.
We'll have K Gibby come on, and he'll be the most.
Can't we just go with Gibby Omega instead?
Oh man,
that works. Yeah, you're popular, right?
Yeah. So I saw, I think it was SRK or Twitter. I forgot where the fuck I saw this, but they said there might be another beta. I don't know.
I hope not. Holy crap, dude.
The game comes
the
out.
Game out next week? Like
Yeah.
a week from tomorrow?
I feel like if there's a
no
beta
reason.
now, and I feel like if there's a beta now, that's going to lead to a delay, and they can't do a delay right now.
No, it's not going to lead to a delay, but what it's going to lead to is like a day fucking 15 patch where they release the game and they're like, yeah, online's broken. You'll patch it in 2 weeks.
Yeah, just deal with it, guys. Don't worry. We'll have it all sorted out and taken care of. For now, just go to your local tournament and play. You guys got a local scene. Oh, wait a minute.
I just want the game to be playable when it comes out. I don't think that it needs to necessarily be like, because I always feel like where they fall apart is where they try to make it accessible for matchmaking across, direction, like, distances of like countries and shit. When they tell you that you can play anybody across the world, I'm like, yeah, I can play them, but it's going to be shit. So let's focus on me playing the guy a neighborhood over because I don't want to walk over to his house because he smells like shit, Like, that's fine for me. It's nice to be able
Are
to
you
go.
trying to say something about Gordon right now?
No. Gordon's house smells immaculate. His roommate, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
His
Just
cup
checking.
smells like vomit and strawberries.
Wow.
Yeah, it really
That's
does.
the guy. I thought every time he has some booze, I'm like, what the fuck is that shit? Did you throw up in a cup and like get some fucking Nestle strawberry? Like, what the fuck's going on? I don't understand booze. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, like, what the hell? No. Like, so, like, I like being able to play like local guys without being able to actually lead that, because we don't really have no regular place to meet up anyway. So online should be our next best bet. I don't really need to play people on the East Coast. It'd be nice, but let's focus on what works right now. So I just want that to be okay for launch. If they want to do everything else that expands beyond that later, great. But, you know, let's make sure that people can play each other in a 20-mile radius first, you know?
I think that we should have actually like a republic. So I'll do a move, but instead of netcode, my representatives will actually decide if that was the right thing to do, and they'll do judgment based on votes.
Ooh, we're doing the electoral college of online play.
Yeah, essentially, like, you know, I can't be trusted to play my own game, so I need to have my representatives, you know, look out for my best interests.
So you need checks and balances on that fireball, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
My execution isn't so good, but I got the judicial to keep it in check.
Don't want that shit going too wild, you know?
Hey, he got all these crazy other inputs. He wanted a quarter circle forward. Give the man a quarter circle forward, okay?
What happens? What happens when judicial activism takes hold?
Oh no!
Yeah, like your
And they
cabinet,
decide that your fireball was actually a Shoryuken.
No!
your cabinet becomes self-aware.
I plead insanity.
It's gonna like bring a whole new meta to like excuses and salt, you know? People just being like, "Oh yeah, my cabinet is
I
just
didn't
like
vote for him.
having a real
Someone
bad,
else elected him for my state. What
having
the
a real
fuck?
rough time with my my Congress right now. You know, like I'm trying to pass this Shoryuken, but I keep vetoing it in like favor of a Tatsu.
It's like all my constituents keep pushing this fucking command throw agenda. Like it's not working.
It's
You
not
think It's
working.
gonna make more jobs?
We
Guys,
do not need more command throws in this country.
All right, so I like this low forward fireball check, but I see that down on page 73 you wrote in Wake Up Ultra, and I don't agree with that.
Like that-
I can't pass this legislation, even though this is good. You're just fucking tacking all this horrible shit from the bill. I'm sorry, I can't get behind it.
We had a solid plan, and you threw Wake Up into Ultra up in there just because you could.
It's like, God damn it, Tony. It's like you're strong on fundamentals, but your international policy just seems really weak. Very few reversals. Like you're just letting these people walk over you.
Just letting them all in the front door.
If you let someone knock you down, are you really just gonna sit there and block it? No.
God.
I actually like this. This should actually be a game.
Oh my god. It reminds me of like snail mail shit, you know, like snail mail chess.
Oh, jeez, I did that before.
Really?
Yeah. It's not fun.
That's like, there's got to be like some serious, like, you know, honor system there, you know?
No.
No? It's just,
No,
It's like,
it's
no.
just you say you keep the letters that the other person sends you, and you know their moves.
okay. So, because like, I guess, okay, so chess is probably possible, but like, I was wondering, like, man, what if like, you know, like snail mail, like Battleship or something? You know?
Snail mail chess is stupid because I'm on like Yomi Layer 17. I already won.
Damn.
Why waste your time?
That's true. So yeah, Street Fighter V Final Beta, not exactly crap. I still enjoy the game, but
Oh yeah, no, it's fine.
not.
But the netcode just annoyed me so much.
Yeah.
I was pretty furious.
I didn't really get annoyed that much because it's beta and none of that shit matters. But a lot of people were like, you know, talking about, hey, here's my ranking and stuff, and you know, it's like some of these people were like, this is the first and only time I'm gonna be ranked above, you know, infiltration or some shit. I'm like, good for you, bro. Looks
There's
good
only
on you.
rank that matters, Hell Pockets, and that's 1. And I only saw one person at number 1. You know who it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice sim player, you know, part of the Team Spooky Network.
How long did he hold that position?
God damn it, I asked for his name!
Oh, you wanted his name?
Yeah.
I thought his name was Young Art.
Yeah, that's his name.
It's not Arturo Sanchez, it's Young Art. Because Arturo Sanchez doesn't win tournaments. Young Art wins tournaments.
This is true.
You
Is
ain't
he like
wrong.
Master Roshi where he suddenly gets really buff?
Basically, yeah.
Is that like when he like files for like taxes and a credit check? They ask him if he goes by any other names and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Young Art." That's how other people. Know me.
Step right in, sir. Yeah. But yeah, so beta.
Can we talk about that for a moment though? Like people giving a shit about their beta rankings.
Oh man, that pissed me off so much.
And this.
Do we have to?
I just want to briefly touch on it. As someone who barely gives a fuck about online rankings and anything, why the fuck would you care about beta ones more than anything? Like, honestly, this would have been just one of those. It's like, oh, did their fucking online ranking system crash when more people were like tied for number one? No, hey, good, it works.
They care about
Great.
beta rankings because they're beta people.
Whoa, hey, got him.
Well, look, hold on here. I'll give it to Art. Art got to number 1. He didn't really brag. He didn't care. He's like,
No,
oh,
he
cool.
didn't.
Yeah.
He just played, and that's what people should do. Like I saw a bunch of people. Oh yeah, I'm this rank. Oh yeah, I'm this rank. I saw everyone going, "Oh my god, Art got rank 1. Art's the best." Yeah,
Dude.
I saw people going nuts for him.
Motherfuckers are posting screenshots of their ranks, and I'm just like, dude, what?
It's like, isn't this shit just gonna get reset in a couple days? Like,
Yeah, basically, it's all gonna get. It's like that dude that's like, yo, I built this sick ass character in this Terra beta, and wait, what do you mean there's a server wipe? I spent like all week on this shit, you know?
What do you mean my fight money doesn't carry over?
Yeah, right. Jeez.
They should have done that. When I found out it doesn't carry over from beta to beta, that kind of sucked.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Whatever. Everyone starts fresh. Everyone starts from the beginning with each other.
Since I
except
played
for-
in the beta, I should just have more life than my opponents that didn't play in the beta.
Yeah.
this banger going on.
Also, another thing, so I don't want to talk too much more about beta, but like also people were talking about tiers and meta and whatnot in the
Oh,
game.
Jesus.
And you know, the weirdest part about it wasn't so much that they were talking about it, but how passionate everybody got when they told them like, hey guys, they told us it's liable to change, so there's nothing really to discuss anymore. And
Look, the
people
matchup
got
chart
upset.
that I made, the matchup chart I made is perfect. Okay, don't question it. It is gonna be perfect forever until the new characters come out. All right.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm rocking out to it
Come
right
on,
now.
no, I'm snapping my fingers to this.
So anyway, we didn't get to cover this last week. Paul, I think you said you watched a lot of it too, but KI World Cup.
I watched a fair amount of it.
Yeah, I watched pretty not the entire thing, but I watched the majority of it, and I gotta say I was thoroughly impressed with how far KI has come. It's fun as fucking shit to watch now, as opposed to
Yeah,
how
it's
was in season
definitely
1.
it definitely feels like a much different game than
Yeah.
when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
And Rash, goddamn, Rash looks so sick.
I'm still waiting for them to reveal if that's the Arbiter who's going to be in the game too.
I don't know what he looks like. I've been told he's supposed to be sick and whatever, but
It's
I
just
Address him by his real name, please. Keith David.
Keith.
Keith David, all right, amazing voice. Keith David is going to be in this game, apparently, possibly, hopefully. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care for the character, but I would like to hear his voice. Well,
If it's not Keith David, I'm sure they'll get professional impersonator Nothing access to do it. Much like they did for Johnny Gat in Dive Kick.
it'll just be interesting to see. Like, I think with the Windows 10 release coming, and basically, I don't know if the cameo characters are just intended to give the game a more widespread appeal, or if it's actually characters that, you know, the devs are just kind of like, hey, it'd be really cool if we could get X character in the game. Because it almost seems like one of the Battletoads is. Like, it just sort of seems like that's something they would have been like, you know, it'd be cool if we could get one of these characters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the game it looks a lot more fun overall than what I thought it originally looked like. But I've pretty much thought that since they started doing Season 2, that the characters that were not in the original release have looked a lot more imaginative, and
Yeah.
they vary the gameplay of the title a lot more.
Mhm.
Just like basically allowing people to do more with, because on its face, KI is about combos and combo breaking, and being able to wrap a lot more around that core makes the game a lot more interesting. I mean, that just seems pretty obvious to me. So I feel like they've done a lot with that, since then with characters like Omen and Arya. Just characters that are really dynamic and allow you to do a lot of different things, and it's much cool. Much cool. Good lord. I can't talk.
That was
Much
actually cool.
cool.
I like that. That's all right.
Yeah, we
Just
have
roll
dog
with it, man.
Yeah. We're gonna do dog speak now.
Yeah, Doge, man. Y'all take Doge.
Such good. Wow. Ki. Many break.
Right. So yeah, the new character, what was his name? Kim Woo, I believe.
Kim
Yeah.
Woo.
She is like, a nice jam, Big Trouble in Little China hybrid thing going on with nunchucks.
I like.
Little China because the stage, but she has roaming cancels. She has so how Jam can store like power
Cards.
for her move. With those things, she can do the same, and those give her the roaming cancels. She can cancel anything, any goddamn thing, her dash, her jump, whatever the fuck she wants. She can cancel apparently.
Wow, that sounds like some X shit, man.
She seems fun as crap, and I don't think I've seen a 2D fighting game with a nunchuck character, like someone who relies solely on nunchucks to fight.
What are you talking about? You're talking about Michelangelo and fucking tournament fighters.
He's got dragon breath.
Dragon breath.
So what?
That's just rude. He's a turtle. Where is he supposed to get mouthwash?
I mean, my turtles, their mouth smells good.
I do have to say it's sort of surprising in a lot of ways that KI2, a game that was not considered very good when it first came out, all the characters that were new to that game are coming back, it looks like, in the new Killer Instinct.
Where the fuck is Tusk?
He's
Well, I mean,
coming-
he got announced.
yeah.
I want
so
him now.
I was looking at
I
the,
want him now.
I was looking at the KI character list. Apparently, season 3 should have every single character that's been in KI.
The only ones that are unaccounted for right now are Gargos, the boss from 2, and Idol, the boss from 1.
From what I was reading, it said they were announced or hinted at. Let me go check.
Gargos has definitely been hinted at because Omen is the herald of Gargos. Idol is less likely because a couple people have gone on record saying he would be really hard to do. I can't remember the guy from Microsoft who always talks about the game, whose
Still
name
good.
is escaping me right now. Talked about how hard it would be to do Idol because he didn't really have that much of a move set in KI1. He just was broken and hit you for 1,000,000 damage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So every character has been announced except for Idol. Yeah.
And
Idol is
when
TBA.
I talked to Keats at the very beginning of season 2 about possibly putting in Idol, he seemed less than enthused about the idea.
Not having it.
His question to me was, "What exactly do you like about this character design?" So
You see, you gotta love that about Keats, though.
Like what?
Straightforward, but like, look, man, this guy looks like shit. You don't want him. Just
well,
no.
that's the thing is I laughed about it because I was like, "All right, well, that's kind of my answer, But I thought Idol was a cool character design in terms of aesthetics, but yeah, like in the way he played in the first game, you couldn't bring him into the new game because he was like Shao Kahn in MK2, like
Yeah.
I have this shoulder and then I have a boot and I don't actually have normals. Everything is a special move basically.
Yo, get Baihu in there?
Christ, no, not by who. Or Jonas. There you go. Or Jonah. That's his name, Jonah.
Ooh.
Yeah, broken bosses, great.
We're
Yeah,
used to that shit.
I do have to say, ever since Iron Galaxy took over, the
Oh,
game has just
yeah.
been getting better. And I keep joking, but I don't know if this is real or not. I just keep giving full credit to the game being good to Keats. It's all him. Everyone thank him. And I want to say them doing the live changes for the patch notes or whatever. That was pretty cool. Like I know nothing, very little about the game, but seeing the crowd go nuts for shit was just great.
I think they do that every chance they get. Like if Keats is at an event and they've got a new build of KI, he's gonna show it off.
Do they live stream it?
Yeah, I've seen him do stuff.
Changes and everything? I don't know.
Or maybe it might have been the first time. I've definitely heard I've definitely seen him doing something like this though.
Because I know Mike Z would do it with Skullgirls before, but he would be at his house and he just like
Well, yeah, it'd be at his house.
I've been very happy with American fighting game designers doing detailed patch notes. It's so nice.
Wait, you mean tell me you don't like these patch notes that leave out like 40% of the patches that come out of Japan? I mean, come on, you can't hate on that.
I can actually. It's awful.
Game
yeah, you're
balance
right.
changes. Things have changed to be better. They've changed.
Buy this Arcadia magazine that doesn't have
I've been
everything
really
in
happy
it.
to see Arc System Works has actually gotten on band with that as well. Like actually detailing what changes in the game now.
But don't they still leave stuff out?
For the most part, it feels like in the last couple revisions, it's been fairly thorough.
It's been kind of shitty.
Well, at least for Gear, it was fine.
Gears, but like Gear being the most recent thing they've done, they've gotten way better at it. A ton of their BlazBlue updates were just like, this move works better. In what way? Better.
Adjusted move to work better.
Yeah, like when I sat down with CPEX for the very first time, I was like, well, here's 5 really critical bullet changes nobody spotted until I turned on counter hit. Was that in the patch notes anywhere? 720 is easier to do, and you don't cost as much meter. It's like, thanks, guy, that's great. I would have liked to know this counter hit starter works now. It's really helpful, guy. Like, yeah. Thanks for being thorough on that. Ragnar, now with more blood on his edge. Like, what the fuck does that even mean?
Crouching A hits crouching.
And we can't even attribute that to just poor translations. Like, a lot of times you might have weird stuff, like when they did plus R. A lot of those changes were kind of weird to translate, where it's like, oh, Slayer's Jump D now has more vertical thrust. And then you're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then you realize in-game, oh, it splats way more consistently, so you don't get air dust, like leaving them with the ability to air tech after the end of long combos, which would happen in Accent Core.
Yeah.
But, there's just stuff that was in Blaze where it's like, yeah, we don't fucking tell you what the fuck changed, man. Like, Relius has 2 dolls now? Fucking shit, we didn't...
You know what? Look, that's your boy. That's Mori, That's...
that's Amori.
He wants you to have some fun exploring the game a little bit, You gotta,
he's hitting you with that Harada.
yeah, man. He's like, oh, I
You
don't
guys
want
are
to
gonna
try
have
everything.
fun exploring the game. I'm not gonna tell you what's in it.
When the patch notes lie, you
like
can
if-
only blame one guy.
If you're playing
That's
Tales,
Amori.
Man, you'd been searching for that.
It just hit me right now, man. Haven't gotten that one. Finally put that one together.
Oh, baby.
oh my
See,
god,
sometimes it's when you're live on the air.
Yeah.
that's going on the FGC album, right up there with No One Salty Like McRoss or whatever. McRoss.
What?
You know that fucking the Gaston song about Mike Ross? Like we wrote that like maybe a year
what
ago.
the hell you're
You weren't in
talking
on that?
about.
That was genius.
No, I definitely was not in on that at all.
And the other song, No Vaseline.
That's
Yeah.
Uh,
Now I feel way more awkward.
Oh man.
Well,
Yeah.
back to KI being
Yeah.
good. Or much improved. Like, as someone that, did not hesitate before to shit on the game, I am more than happy to say it actually looks fun now. It looks entertaining.
It's actually
they
cool
listen-
to watch now.
Yeah, it's really cool to watch as opposed to being the stiff shit mess that it was before.
Mhm.
And the fact that the team that's taken over it is really listening to their audience and interacting with them both by displaying the changes live and having detailed patch notes, but also listening to their feedback because they introduced the combo assist mode, which facilitated all the semi-complex things, getting a Killer Instinct combo to work into something that's just a button press, which, if you remove that sort of physical aspect from it, you can really get people interested in just the mental part of the game. And then later on, if they want, they can learn to do stuff by hand.
Yeah.
And then when people were worried that this was going to be something that's going to make, top players abuse it for the sake of, just being lazy or finding ways to circumvent the system in order to play to their advantage, they listened to that too and then fixed any issues that came up with that. Like, hey, they're responsive and they're listening to their core audience. When the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, I mean, they don't pretend like there's not any good ideas flowing around in the community of people that constantly have been playing their game for the last year and a half.
I think it's also been really interesting that they've been doing small sample public betas. I guess they're like invite betas where they invite people in and around the Chicago area to come to Iron Galaxy to sort of test characters. And I think that's probably gone a long way in helping them develop the new characters in a way that they aren't silly or super broken when they come out.
It's important, man.
Yeah, I think having those sort of small release betas where you just get even just a small sample size of people and a wide range of them, like when anyone can just walk on as long as they ask to walk in, it can really change how you look at something. Because I mean, we've talked about. I mean, public betas have been a thing in Japan for as long as I can remember.
Yeah,
at least.
definitely.
So it definitely helps when you can watch people play these characters and just kind of go, okay, that doesn't look right. So
Also, getting the myriad perspectives on one thing really helps. Like, Paul, how many times do you hear people complain about RAM 6P?
All the time. Every time somebody mentions it, they think it's awful.
Yeah, but
Is it like one of those things where someone says it and everyone just goes, "Oh!" The collective groan.
It's more like I just hear a lot of people talk about how they don't think she has an anti-air because her 6P is really bad. And
in that game, if you don't have a good 6P,
shrug.
you kind of. If you don't have a 6P in that game, you kind of don't have an anti-air unless you're like straight like I have a DP. You know.
No, so bad guy 6P's different, but he has like stand kick, 2HS.
I mean, 2HS. Jesus, you're just an asshole now.
Yeah.
But it very much is a thing you can use.
Yeah. And getting that kind of perspective really helps. Like, imagine if the game was balanced with only people that thought 6P was bad for RAM, and then suddenly one day they just overbuff it, and you just honestly can't occupy any airspace above our head at that point.
Yeah, basically, honestly, if Ramlethal 6P was like 7 frames, it would be ridiculously good. But she's a character who is more about zoning and overpowering offense than somebody who needs to be like, I can always call out your jump in with this move. No, it should be like, I decided that you were going to approach and I knew ahead of time. That was a read I made. And so I have a really good hitbox because her 6P does in most cases. And I called your jump out because I had started it ahead of time. And yeah, then you got stuffed.
So she's not really gonna get. I don't know because
Everybody wants a fucking like
Get out of jail.
6P anti-air.
Yeah.
Where it's
Yeah,
like,
everybody wants not the sometimes food, but the always food. They want a button that like, I always get to hit this button. It's always good. And that is not, in many cases, if not in all cases, that's not something that ever leads to good balance.
no.
What are you talking about? Bang 5B is amazing.
let's just homogenize these characters. Give everybody elbow close S. Nobody jump anymore.
Can everybody just have
exactly.
Can everybody just have God Elbow? Because I'm feeling kind of bad that basically Venom has a better version of God Elbow now.
You need to shut the fuck up.
I'm just saying it's not fair.
Look, I think I jumped at a fucking Kai once and I'm still paying for it. Like,
It's not fast enough.
are you fucking kidding me? Your reads aren't fast enough. That's your fucking problem.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. I gotta compensate for my slow brain over here. Come on, you trying
So,
to?
like,
You want me to
you
buy this
jumping
game?
on
Make
Kai?
me-
You jumping on Kai and then you end up in like a middle of an intersection like T-Bone. Like,
Yeah.
that
Actually,
shouldn't
no,
have
that's
been
literally
in.
what happens,
And at
'cause
the
when
same
I-
time, they still get you on the high-speed camera too for running. Like,
That is literally what happens because what you do is somebody jumps and you run underneath them and you just God elbow up the ass and you're like, hey,
I mean, that sounds like freaking Elfelt. Like, he's just
can't-
like, oh,
oh,
did
God,
you jump
2S?
anywhere above me? Hold on, let me just kind of angle myself sort
okay.
of underneath you.
not even underneath,
Elbow.
man.
The thing with Elfel is that it doesn't have any upper body involved. It's just a fucking massive fast hitbox. So you can force a trade at the end of the round and kill her and be like, yeah, you were fucking smart because you anti-aired, but you killed yourself because you didn't block. With Kai, if you jumped at him, I'm like, let me command hop with Sin. He's like, 6P. I'm like, well, shit, Dad. I'm just going to go walk my ass back into my room. I didn't mean it.
Well, you
Oh
know,
man,
I kind of agree with that, but I sort of disagree because Elfelt Far Slash is also so good that it actually has a vertical enough hitbox that it anti-airs a lot of jump-ins. So you're like, ha, I stood right outside your close S range, and then I got bopped by Far S, and then you hit me with Far H and knocked me down, and I'm sad now.
I think at that point, you need to just bait the neutral. Like,
I was just thinking
can't
about
wait
this.
till the day they give Kai Urian EX headbutt and Ray dynamite.
Just saying, Kai's God elbow is just so good that I have incorporated into block strings on characters who have 50% meter because if they dead angle me, most likely it's gonna go through it. Because
I
it's
can
just
see that.
it goes through Venoms. It's hilarious. Like people try to
Dude,
dead angle a Venom, I'm just like nah,
I
man.
played a game the other day where, just in zoning, somebody just threw out a 6P, and I did Beak Driver, and it tagged me, and I'm like, this is not supposed to happen.
It's too high. It's too high.
What is this world I've walked into? Fucking Rod Sterling's gonna come out somewhere.
I mean, while that can happen, the possibility of mistiming that even slightly, where you get counter hit by Beak Driver, is like the worst risk ever.
That didn't stop me from throwing out more Beak Drivers, but it was that moment. It was that Twilight Zone moment where it's like, in a world where 6P beats Beak Driver. I'm like, no, I don't want to live anymore.
Is there like a bunch of Kai players running around with like one hand on their ball sack and the other one like making an elbow?
Yeah. It's the quality of the poke is in the eye of the beholder. All the people turn around and take off their hairbands to become hair down Kai.
God.
Holy Order starts playing.
Oh my god.
So, Chris,
What's up?
you got to watch a decent chunk of that Taipei show.
Yeah. Taipei Game Show, which is going to be called TGS, so that's going to be really confusing later on this year.
Not that TGS.
The other TGS, in the other T place, yeah. So I get to watch a little bit of it. And, I mean, I say a little bit because a lot of it was just GamerB and Oda talking a lot. And with no subtitles, so I didn't get a chance to figure out what was going on there. But they were just talking about, like, in-game mechanics and stuff. But we did get to see a little bit of gameplay. I'm sure everybody's seen it by now. Some of the new stuff they added in. Although I don't know if it's really new. I just think it might be some stuff that wasn't there when we were trying it out at PSX, because it was basically the same build.
Yeah, it's the same build as it was at PSX, and they're supposed to have another beta or showing. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it.
In Japan, right?
Hong Kong.
Oh,
the
okay.
19th. So I don't know which version of the game is going to be playable, but it'll be there. If you're in Hong Kong, go play it. I don't know.
Go play some KOF 14. What's the event called?
Hong Kong.
They're just gonna throw it up in like a Hong Kong, like,
Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
probably in an internet cafe, because they actually went on record saying they're not making this arcade available right away, and
No, not right away. They said it's only going to be PS4.
not even like at like later on, like they might not even make like arcade edition or something. I mean,
As far as I know, there has been no talk of them releasing the game in arcade.
yeah.
From what I was gathering from what he said, no PC, no arcade version. They're going to solely
No
focus
PC,
on PS4.
damn.
Try to make this the best game possible. They said before with KOF 13, they put too many resources in arcade, PC, console, and it just made things not work out the way they wanted to. So with 14, they want to focus all on one thing. And look how it's turning out.
No,
Amazing, everybody.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that a little bit. So, first of all, Zero-chan had an amazing interview with Oda that you can read on SRK.
Yeah, it's the best interview SNK has ever done.
Yeah.
Because of her.
She asked all the right questions. She asked all the questions that, I think she was reading our Twitter, man, because she was asking some of those questions I was asking. Like, where are those 13 freaking, reference models, You just threw those out? And, of course, they had to answer the question. And, actually, I don't want to say it verbatim, but basically, she asked a question that I've been asking for basically 2 years now. What's going on with all these models that just, aren't getting any usage? Clearly, they were developed as far enough to both become 2D sprites and trophies for console edition on Xbox 360 and PS3. And so she asked him, like, hey, what's going on with, you basically restarting the entire thing from scratch? Did you throw everything away? And, I mean, it wasn't really an answer on their part, but they had to address it. And they basically said they wanted to start from scratch because it's easier to develop in 3D. And, it is, especially now when you've got so many 3D artists in the industry that, are willing to do whatever it takes to get into the door. And these guys have a lot of talent. And in explaining this, they basically had to admit that so far KOF 14 has been developed by 2D artists. And not even young 2D artists, by old guys. Like the old SNK crew. The guys who everybody was excited about to be back on the team, those are the guys making those models. And they admit they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah,
and saying they don't know what the fuck they're doing is like, it's one of those double-edged swords. It's like, oh, cool, they actually are being open and honest about this. Mm-hmm. And then on the other hand, it's like, oh shit, they don't know what they're doing. So it's kind of hard to see where it's going to go. So they have the old crew, parts of the old crew, some of the old people who joined Arxis or Dimps or whatever, they came back to SNK now for whatever reason. And you think like, oh hey, like this is gonna be good. Like they've said a lot of the people who help with 98 and 2K2 or whatever on this thing. It's like, oh, that sounds nice. Gameplay could be good, okay, but then you see visuals and it's like, ah, man, this
It's looking kind of rough.
yeah, like I don't know. I think if they throw like a cell shade filter on it, it'll look a lot better, but it doesn't fix the stiffness of the characters.
Yeah, like the way that they animate and the way that they are basically the skeleton of the model is just. I don't think that it was very close to the original products. You know, like the models that were made for 13, even though people complained about how they looked, they were somewhat close to what the actual original sprites looked like from the old SNK days. These look nothing like that, obviously. People have been, obviously they're getting a little bit, they touch them up every trailer, they touch them up every release. Benny Morrow was in the latest trailer and he looks worlds different from Andy. And even Andy looks better.
Robert looks way different than Robert.
Yeah.
Like, they always change Robert for whatever reason. But
no, it didn't even look like Robert, man.
No, it's just so different. Who else? They revealed K, and K looks like K. It's hard to screw up.
Yeah, it's hard to screw up.
Guy in tight leather. Okay?
Yeah, I was about to say it's hard to screw up the edgelords, man.
Full body leather, sunglasses, white hair.
My thing with this is like, so like you just said, a lot of these characters you can't really, you can tell, but you can't at the same time that they're KOF characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Maximum Impact, you can tell right away who those characters are. They look just like they did in the regular games. But it was a shitty game. But still, visually, you know who's who.
It's not that shitty, okay?
Wow.
You running the Maximum Impact side tournament at Evo this year?
Maybe.
You putting that in for?
We're not doing this. Stop. We're not doing this. I'm not gonna let this happen.
Not gonna happen. Don't call Daryl.
No.
Oh, dude, Daryl had my back.
None of
He come with 3 setups. He'll roll up.
You guys just like playing shitty games, don't you?
Yes.
That's all I got anymore,
Is that
man.
a problem?
I mean, yeah.
It's a problem if you want to enjoy yourself.
I bet you like shitty movies like Citizen Kane. Wait, no, that's the good movie. But
what gets me about what gets me
I
about
just
what you
compared
just
shitty games to the greatest American-made film of all time.
Well, you know, it happens like
Close
that
enough.
sometimes.
Chris, what gets me about what you said is you said if you don't want to enjoy yourself about playing shitty games, the whole purpose of playing these shitty games is to have a stupid fun time.
I don't mean like fun shitty games. I mean like just shitty games, like fucking Maximum Impact 2.
You get to play as Mizuguchi in a diaper.
I'd rather play Regulation A.
That is Regulation A.
No,
okay,
Maximum
well,
Impact 2 Vanilla.
Oh.
Either way.
You want to play Armor Off?
Ugh.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with this. They say they have a tournament series possibly planned, like similar to Capcom Pro Tour, Mortal Kombat's whatever Madu and K.
I don't know. I think it's a little too soon for that.
MK is ESL.
Yes.
I want to say that that the fact that they're embracing esports is cool. I think that it's great that they're finally realizing like, hey, there is a group of players that run a seasonal league out of this, and I think that's great. But I also kind of feel like, hey, let's make sure this game comes out and everybody buys it first before you start talking about esports leagues and shit.
Well, they're in that position where they need to make the game, make it good, or make it playable, whatever the hell you want to say, and at the same time properly promote it.
Right, and it goes in, and it's in tandem with all that other stuff. Like they're making an anime off of this shit now,
Yeah, and a live drama and shit.
A live drama, and then there's gonna be a movie, and then there's probably gonna be a manga / comic book, and there's gonna be a toy line, and the new majority holders have went out ahead and said that they were gonna do all this, and I'm kind of like, can the game at least come out first, man?
Well, yeah, they need to focus on that first. The issue is they see what all these other companies are doing, and pretty much every major game right now, all the major fighting games have their own like dedicated tournament league.
Yeah, they do now.
They need to follow suit. That's just the current model. They're forced into doing this, and it's not bad that they're doing it.
No,
it's not good either. They need to.
It depends on how they run it.
Yeah, it depends on how it's run, and it depends on if the game is good or not. Like the game needs to be good. It can't be like typical KOF where like I love KOF whatever, but most of the games are like unbalanced as shit.
Yeah.
You see 5 characters, like 5 to 6 characters at high level play, and it's just bland.
Yeah, you know, and then it takes for like a decade for it to develop any further than that, and even then, it's just because you know, some people are just showing up to tournaments and not playing Daimon.
Mhm.
So I want them to make this league. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I need them. I think everybody needs them to focus on, you know, just forgetting everything about, not everything about the old games, but just forgetting making it an old game, you know? I think they need to understand that, hey, 13 was a success, not because of how it looked, but it was really easy to get into, you know? A lot of people gave it that stigma. They're like, oh, man, this is like really hard on execution and everything. It wasn't. It's extremely easy. Shit, it's harder to do like Street Fighter 4 combos than it is to do KOF 13
You know,
combos.
I really think that their best idea would just be to forget everything about KOF, because it's pretty bad in general, and normally broken and unbalanced. And just look at CVS2 and use that as the template. Just take the ideas that they use for SNK characters in that game.
I kind of like that. I would like them to speed it up at least, though. Like, it can't.
Oh,
run
well, yeah,
like,
I can
you know,
understand that.
Yeah.
I get it. So they'll make CVS2 style King of Fighters games with Last Blade 2 power bars. You can either be power or speed. Yeah, okay.
Sure, why not? I mean, the game's going to be broken anyway. Might as well just go for
Hey,
broke.
man.
Well, you
how
mentioned
are you
CV
chip on your normals.
You mentioned CVS 2, and it's like KOF 14 has to succeed for a CVS 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious.
I don't see them
Or
even unless they just throw the IP at them
for $5.
Yeah,
And then
unless
they
there's
have
that
this.
going on, and I don't see that happening. Unfortunately, I don't see them just throwing out their IP at another company to use again. They did that a lot a couple of years ago, last year with that Zwanzo Z Wang, and that's dead. I don't think they want to do that anymore. I think they want to keep everything in house and just build it up themselves, and then they'll sell it off. You know,
I mean, that makes sense, though, obviously, because, you know, they've sort of devalued their own IPs so much
100%.
that, yeah, they're not worth that much unless you find a way to build them back up.
I'm going to start a Kickstarter so that way we can buy SNK.
Okay, sounds good, actually.
Well,
I think
apparently it's
we only
under
probably
20
need,
mil,
what,
so-
like $500, $600?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we'll almost get that.
Okay, I think we can do that.
Become like, you know, a 10th holder or some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm still excited for the game to come out because I love KOF, and no matter how broken it is, I'm gonna play it, and there's gonna be competitions for it and whatnot. But I really want them to understand what they're taking on here, because just because saying they want to do an esport does not mean it's going to be accepted as an esport. I mean,
That's something I actually don't like, is when companies make a game for it to be an esport. You know?
right. And here's the weird thing. Of all the fighting games that are out right now that are doing big esports leagues, KOF 13 was the first. KOF 13 got thrown into MLG as soon as it hit console. And right when we planned an entire year around...
I mean, you're wrong.
Not like of the new generation of games. Not like of all games ever, you know? But like, KOF 13 ran straight into MLG out of the gate when it hit console.
Yeah, but yeah, you can't.
I mean,
really
Tekken 6 was their
consider this.
first.
Yeah.
Did Tekken
was
6
already-
go straight to like to MLG though? Like
It
after
was,
it
at
released?
it was at MLG way back in...
No, I mean like as soon as it came out though. Like we didn't even get a year with
Let me
it.
think. It was probably... Man, I actually don't remember the timeline, so I can't say for sure.
Like if I'm wrong on that, then I'm wrong. But like the thing was like 13 came out and we were just like, okay, cool, it's gonna be at Evo, and then before the year even started, they're like, hey, it's at MLG the same day as NCR. Like what?
Yeah, that was whack.
But the difference in this case is that was ran by a third party. This is supposed to be ran by them.
I mean, yeah, it's ran by.
That's
it's the
true.
same-
I won't disagree with that.
It's the same idea though. It was something that was untested more or less, and like the community was already behind something else, and they were like, hey, let's do this.
I don't agree with you with the same idea, because MLG, KOF 13 was just a side thing. It was a small part of a major event. With what they're doing now, it's going to be the main event. There's nothing else going with it.
But even then, it's like it barely lasted as a side event.
Well, yeah, that's a mix of promotion and community. The community didn't show.
Well, I don't want to get too much into
Well,
that
and,
again.
and that's kind of the thing that is a little confusing to me, I guess. Like, they want this tournament series to sort of boost, the appeal of KOF 14, but KOF 13 did pretty well in and of itself, but it didn't have the power to keep people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure that just trying to throw a tournament series when you're still sort of basically trying to put back together a dev team, I feel like they're splitting resources.
Like they're taking on too much water, basically.
Yeah.
Well, think about it this way. I don't share your dismal view of KOF. I enjoy the games. I wouldn't want it to be more like CVS2 because CVS2 has its own host of shit problems that nobody really addresses in fucking nostalgia glasses. I would want them to make more KOF game. I would want it to succeed, but it does beg the question, how shitty does this game need to be for people to completely give up on it? And for them to have put any kind of effort into creating a league around it, like, is this just going to be fucking 8-man tournaments at each event because these are the only 8 fuckers that want to keep playing a shit game? Like, what's the cutoff here?
Well, what scared me was the idea that people thought that they should have did that with 13 right around the time that people stopped showing up, and they were just like, you know, if SNK runs an official event, we'll come back out. And I'm like, they're not going to do that, man. Like, that makes no sense for them at all. And that's me talking 2 years ago, right? Now, it's almost like that's exactly what they're doing. And KOF 13 wasn't even shitty. It was a fun game. People enjoyed it. People still enjoy it. Everybody who, quote-unquote, quit the game still enjoy playing it. I don't know anybody.
People say it's the best KOF still. Like, they all hail it as the best King of Fighters game and the quote-unquote most balanced King of Fighters game as well. So,
I mean, without, like, me talking as, like, you know, a KOF 11 guy because that was my first KOF competitively, yeah, I think it is. I think it was probably the game I played the most, and there was the most people to play with, so maybe it's biased. Maybe it's because like there was a huge community for it, and there was plenty of people to play, and there was a lot of accolades surrounding it and whatnot, and just a lot of hype, and a lot of it died out for community reasons. And
all right, well, that's actually a really good point, and I sorry to cut you off, Chris, but you're going towards something that I think you're going to miss, but I want you to hit it.
Okay.
So the community died out, right? Or I wouldn't say died out, I would say fizzled out for X reason. Mm-hmm. Maybe some figureheads left. Maybe some people didn't want to pick up the mantle of that said figurehead and, you know, take up that road that they were going on. And that kind of weakened, for the lack of a better term, the brand overall of that game. And to not even sidestep around it, that was all fucking Haunts at the beginning. Because to be honest, who among us didn't give a fuck about KOF 13 when it first came out? Honestly, I would say everybody. Like, it was just, hey, it's another KOF. It wasn't until we saw people like Haunts and everyone else up there with their enthusiasm for the game that got the rest of us interested.
Yeah, like Hunt's taking that game on. Like I suggested it to him, and I was just like, hey, you know, like if you want to run it, great. You know, I'll show up. We'll get people to show up. And we didn't expect it to be what it was. You know, we were just like, hey, cool. Like, you know, Hans does Starbase, and now he wants to do Southtown Arcade, and we're gonna have a chance to play a game that we really enjoy. And fine, it's fun, and people just latched onto it, and it was awesome.
And what I was getting at is, what is SNK going to do to try to bridge the gap between them being an overseas company with hardly any presence in the States and their American fan base? Like, they obviously have a lot of love internationally, right? Like, it's a very international game. We've seen it at all the top 8s or even the higher, like, even in the upper brackets of EVO events, it's like, look at this international representation. But who the fuck do we have to even talk to us? Like, Capcom had Seth Killian for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
They now have Combo Fiend. Like, sure, you move from one great person to another to represent your game, to show enthusiasm, to interact with the player base. Who the fuck has SNK ever had? And I mean legitimately had that isn't some fucking name that only Gibby knows.
It's Gibby. It's just Gibby.
Nobody wants to talk to Gibby.
It's literally just Gibby, though. It's literally that is the problem. It is literally the problem. Like, Gibby should, I'll be honest, Gibby should be that guy. He was that guy before. He needs to go back to being that guy.
But look, we can't do that because we know fucking people are gonna lie about Gibby and make shit up that he fucking like burns trash without permits. And then
Hey!
This guy doesn't separate his colors and his whites when he washes.
Whoa, fuck!
He throws all the bleach.
No, like I think somebody at SNK needs to take an honest look at what, you know, we're saying here. And I think it needs to be Gibby, or it needs to be somebody. Most likely it needs to be Gibby. That's my vote. But it needs to be somebody because there's nobody else to communicate.
Nobody has been so integral to the community for so long than
Gibby. You know, they can't even deny that. They can't even say like, oh, well, you know, They can't even point the finger at me. Like, Vin tried to, like, show me off to the dudes at SNK at PSX. They're like, hey, this is the guy commentating KO. They didn't give a shit.
Now, I can't say this for certain. Maybe Gibby can chime in. But I'm sure he's probably one of the first 100 people to ever even try King of Fighters 94.
Damn, back in 94.
Back in 94.
It was the dopest game I ever played in 94.
If they want somebody to communicate with the fans and be able to communicate those issues that fans have back to them, then there's nobody else other than Gibby. Everybody else is, you know, for lack of they're either gone or they're not interested anyway.
Like, I would love Gibby to be like, I would love Gibby to do it. But even if we don't have Gibby being the perfect person for the job, get somebody. Like, how many fucking times do we have any SNK news that's all fucking like, you know, cloak and dagger, back alley shit? I heard it for some dude in Taiwan that's no longer alive.
That's all we got.
That might be, there might be a Last Blade 3 called the Last Blade, and it's like,
Oh, the lastest blade?
A
Like,
guy
the
from
final
the
blade
hood told me that a guy told him that here's the 50 characters of King of Fighters.
Oh God! You know what the worst part is? You get people like that all the time, and I mean, it would be great if it was like some kind of an official source, half official. At least you could set something to it. You could set your watch to that shit somewhat.
You know what would be really cool if they actually did hire somebody and actually had a whole PR stunt where it was just like, who is this random guy? Who is Deep Throat giving us the information? And then like SNK's trying to figure out who it is, and then it turns out, oh, it's their new community manager. You know,
these
play it
news
up.
were planned.
Gibby won't sell your secrets to the enemy. I'll tell you that much right now.
Oh yeah.
The man's got lips of steel.
I'll sleep with the enemy,
Sleep
but
with
I
the
won't
enemy.
give the secrets to the
So I mean,
they
go ahead.
need someone to communicate with the community with, obviously. Like, them going to events helps, but like, look at what happened at PSX. They showed up, they talked to people. Cool. How do we know that they actually took all the input from everyone that was there?
we don't. I got a card and I haven't used it once because the guy who gave it to me was just like, and he's a good guy. I've got nothing against him or anything like that. But it was
he's a
just
good
like, it was just, you know, I would have preferred to have talked to somebody there and that would come back later on and basically write a blog like Combo Fiend. Say, hey, here we heard your concerns and this is how we're prepared to handle them. And we'll, by the way, we'll be running this event soon. And, you know, just some kind of constant contact going on there just to reassure myself and everybody else in this community that something is still happening and we're not just sitting here waiting in the dark to spend $60 on a game that might be crap.
Which brings me back to a point we abandoned about 20 minutes ago. KI's been fucking fantastic about this. Like,
Oh yeah.
I use Capcom as an example. KI has had a fucking fantastic like showing of respect for their community and their interaction and the people that fucking make the games too. Like, they have a face, there's a place to interact with them, it's very clear cut. You can voice your shitty opinions, you can voice your good opinions, and they take them. And then, as much as we laughed at it when it was going on at the time, the awards that they were giving away during the KI World Cup, like, everybody got one. Like,
yeah, it definitely seems awkward when you're watching it in the middle of a tournament, but for the people who were given those awards, I think it genuinely meant something to them.
Yeah, told me that wasn't
And I think
the
it
coolest
meant
shit
something
ever.
to the community, too.
Yeah, for the people that weren't like, oh, you're the fucking developer, here's, you know, fucking the Keats Award for Outstanding Achievement in the World of Keatsdom. Like, if you were just some random guy that got an award for being a community enthusiast and just, you know, promoting the game, that feels fucking great. Like, even this minor fucking accomplishment makes it feel worthwhile.
Your work doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a huge thing for keeping people in the game. Like,
Yeah,
when
if
people
you go out there and support a game and people show up and people shit on your event, but you know they still show up, whatever. But the developer sees what you're doing as a positive impact on not only their game but the community in general. Like, that's rewarding in its own to know that the big man out there is looking at you and he knows what you're doing and likes it, you know?
Yeah, even if he just shoots you a thumbs up, it's like, fuck, man, that feels great.
definitely.
Believe me, it does. I've never gotten one before, but I imagine it feels awesome. Oh,
You
dude.
get the call to do commentary at Evo.
Yeah, and then I just get told not to swear.
You're a loose cannon, Chris.
Oh, shit. You
Oh
missed
man,
your
he's taking
chance.
over the mantle.
Apparently I did. It's all right, man. We beat the rap.
I'm more of a blunderbuss kind of guy.
Take a really long time to load, and then you're inaccurate.
You're more of the delicious dish commentary.
It's like, oh, you see here, that was a wonderful move there. That HD cancel's gonna get him. Yep, that's a lot of damage. That's what it's gonna get him.
That's gonna get him a lot of damage, and everybody's on their feet, and the crowd is walking out. Where are they going?
Bernard is my favorite American cat.
Bernard.
Can't get enough of this guy.
I really can't wait for
That was
NCR.
perfect.
NCR is
That was
good.
immaculate.
Oh man! So speaking of immaculate, have you guys seen the Street Fighter V T-shirt?
Oh Jesus!
Oh Jesus!
I've got it queued up. Here it is. So GameStop. One of those two. It was GameSpot, right? This is their design. GameStop.
GameStops.
They basically they gave the GameStop intern access to the Photoshop, and he kind of just went a little crazy here.
Don't put this on the intern. I'm pretty sure they just gave like 5 babies a sticker each, and they just placed this on the shirt.
So I'm looking at all this art, and I could have sworn I've seen every piece of art on this somewhere else.
So you know what this actually looks like? It looks like somebody who just has a lot of bad tattoos.
Yeah.
Like it's like they just took somebody who had a bunch of bad tattoos and they're like, let's make a shirt out of this guy's body.
Well, look, check it out. So you have the fight in the top right, which means that's your fight arm, right? That's where you fight with. And you got the KO on the ground because that's where your opponents are going to be because, they tried to fight you.
Drop them.
Right? Then above that, you have whatever the fuck it says on Ryu's gloves because you know what? We never looked it up. But then above that, you have the Furin Kazan because you are a forest, you're a mountain, that mountain's on fire, and then you put that shit out with water, dog.
Oh, you got bang install?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then you got the Street Fighter V on the sleeve so you let people know what hood you rep. And then over there you have the magnetic blast input on the right side of your waist.
Because you're gonna zap a motherfucker if he touch you.
It's like, bitch, you thought the Hadouken was fierce. Check out this diagonal one.
I mean, it really just looks like every fucking set of white guy tattoos. It's like random kanji on my fucking shoulder. Then I got a few sayings, maybe some poetry by Keats right here on my fucking side.
So, speaking of tattoos, this is a little aside. While I'm not a fan of tattoos, I would love to have a full-blown Yakuza, bald eagle on my back. I would be down for that.
That would actually make an okay shirt.
Just a quick aside.
I just want to point out that for some reason, every time I look at the model wearing the shirt, I think of Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Definitely seems like a shirt he would wear, too, by the way. Yeah, so this is hideous.
Actually, this might be him modeling it.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's him modeling. When I see it, only he would wear this crap and be like, I'm not famous.
Like, how stupid of a promotion would that be if they suddenly zoom up to his face and you're like, man, should I buy this shirt? Do it! And you're like, oh, fuck the memes!
Dude, this shirt is
cool
This shirt is... Well, go ahead.
If they actually made a Street Fighter V shirt, but made it look like a... I don't know, even like a football club jersey or something like that. Like something with more like a sports flair. But on the back had the number 10. Wouldn't that be fucking cool and work on multiple levels?
I mean, this is basically the same idea I pitched to Split Frame. So yes, it would work on multiple levels.
Because it's just like fucking the 10 and then fucking Akuma with his 10 on his back. But instead of the kanji, you just have the number.
I don't understand how anyone can design a shirt where none of the images are actually fully visible when you look on. Everything is being scrunched or going across the side. Who fucking thought this was any kind of good?
Honestly, this looks like a Nico Nico video. Just hella text flying across the screen when shit's happening.
There's just hella W's all of a sudden.
Yeah.
One of the main things that bugs me about this is the Hadouken. Seeing it go vertically, it just screws with my head.
Yeah, I know. I almost didn't catch that either. I was like, that's some dude
I
inputting...
legit thought it was magnetic blast incorrectly. I was like, because what if are you supposed to read it from the side and then am I doing a reverse magnetic blast where I'm going to up?
You press the punch, you hold down punch and you do Tatsu or something.
Also, why isn't that the KO from Street Fighter 4?
And so is the fight.
What?
Yeah, they
Because
fucked
the
up.
KO and 5 is the
I don't know
big
if it's
block
just
letters.
this picture, but the Ryu glove writing on the shirt totally looks like the text wasn't rastered and almost looks low res looking at it. I can't tell if it's just low res on the shirt or the picture.
I don't know.
I think there's like artifacts around it and like pixels.
I don't
It's-
know. This is awful.
This shit is trash.
Yeah.
This is straight garbo.
There's not
This is
enough
straight basura.
basura. This is you can't even make
Feels like
jokes
that
about
they
it
would
anymore.
like sell like a shirt like this, like some garbage fucking like I don't know carnival or circus that moves around a lot. Fucking it looks like.
God damn.
I almost missed it. That was like he's not. Oh god, he is.
You know, I actually totally forgot about that until you brought it back. Thank you.
This must be like the anniversary of that day, isn't it?
Damn.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm
think
trying
it
to
is.
I
Yeah,
did
it's
think it was
close.
in February, so
Pretty
maybe.
close.
It was late. It was mid-February to early March.
Yeah, that means we gotta get Hans and Chris Segg back on the show.
Never gonna happen.
Horsehead for Street Fighter 5.
Oh my
Like,
god.
hold on. So I'm trying to do some cursory reading here to figure out what the fuck the Ryu gloves are.
Uh-huh.
And some people are speculating that it's just Furin Kazan. It's very stylized way.
Huh.
If that's true and they just have that twice on a shirt, it's like, you know what I really like? Fucking wind, fucking fire, fucking mountains.
Dude, that's everything. That's everything.
I'm a man of
was a great
nature,
man.
dog.
Wow, that actually might be it, though. Wow.
Yeah, just have, I fucking love Forest. Put that shit twice on a shirt.
God damn it. How awful.
Double bang install.
Could we have, could they just write out the word in English, just Furin Kazan and, papyrus on the back?
It's just
oh,
yeah,
Just
man.
fuck me up, man.
it
Can we
probably
get
is on the
hieroglyphics
back.
of Furin
We don't know what's
Kazan?
on the back, so it probably is on the back.
Fuck it. Let's just get some wingdings, throw that shit in there.
That's basically what I thought it was at first. Yeah, they're a Thai menu.
Yeah, I really didn't know what the fuck that was above the KO at all. I was like,
It's reused
Nope.
gloves, but it could just be a very stylized take on the...
Does that mean it's upside down?
I don't know.
That shit would be
actually
golden.
Upside down, then, because. Whew.
Man. So you get this for pre-ordering or something?
You get this for wanting to embarrass yourself in public.
I definitely think that fight is ironed on. Like, you have to iron it on yourself.
oh damn. It's a fucking decal that comes with it.
Yeah. Like, we didn't have time to put it on the shirt, but we thought it was a good thing. It was
Maybe
so
that's like the
missing up
entire
there.
shirt. Maybe all these are just iron-on decals. You get to place them where you want. And this
I
guy's
feel
just
like
really bad at it.
They made this shirt just using color forms. You guys remember those stickers that used to come out when well, that was 30 years ago. Never mind, this is way too.
I feel like those are Pokemon, right? Those are unknown. Just on a shirt.
Oh man, I can't look at this
Wait,
anymore.
are these upside down?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because if they're supposed to be the Furin Kazan kanji, it's definitely,
Stylized? Yeah.
It's definitely upside down. Then
Yeah,
That's
because
fucking awful.
it's upside down and backward.
yeah. So I mean,
Wow.
Okay.
That's just
Yeah, because you see the
Oh.
last character in the vertical one. That could be the M that we see on over here.
oh
Because it's
Yeah.
upside
my
down.
god.
yeah.
This is so shit.
Somebody's I don't even know if anybody's even in trouble for that. They're just whatever.
I just don't think they care.
Yeah, definitely.
Fuck. I mean, okay, we're all sidestepping it, but I'm just glad Neo got more work, man.
Wow. Holy shit.
Woo.
I'd like to hear his salty excuses.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
That's hella fucked up.
Apparently the Street Fighter 5T is 11,000 GameStop points.
The fuck does that even mean?
I think I have that many from years ago when I actually used to buy things from GameStop.
Bullet.
There are points? There are points at GameStop? I had no fucking idea.
Now, do they work like those old Marlboro points where you just?
Did you know
pull off
that
the
you
side of the
actually
box?
get
I'd rather smoke
credit
crack.
cards? You get credit cards at GameStop now, actual lines of credit from GameStop.
And they represents your house if you don't pay off that GTA
Yeah.
5.
It's crazy.
So hold on. What the fuck are GameStop points? How do I earn them and how do I cash them in?
You spend them, and then you buy games and stuff. They give you points, and then
So here, I'm gonna assume it's this. You get a card from them, a rewards card. Okay, you
I don't
spend
even have
money,
one.
you spend $50 or some shit, and then they give you like 500 points, 50 points, some dumb shit. It's basically a credit card reward points system, but with useless points.
God,
That
this
you
is
only use
fucking.
at GameStop.
This is fucking worse than the Fighters Edge. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
I wanted that jacket so bad.
You know,
I was
there's.
close. I was like 40 points away.
I legit want to know who got one of those so we can beat them up and steal his jacket.
Like I was ready to I was thinking yo, what if I just rent from fucking Blockbuster and then just steal it out of the fucking booklet? I went and did that. Fucking booklet was already stole up. I was like, fuck. Some other guy got the good idea.
This scum is real, man.
How do you think that you were even the first one to come up with that idea?
I was like 8. I don't know.
I'm
dude.
pretty sure a shop employee already took that shit like day
Yeah, I
one.
was gonna say somebody working at Blockbuster was just like hoarding all of the
Yo,
Fighters Edge points.
Chris.
Coming up.
We need to have the official,
MacGyver said
the
eBay.com.
official SDR PayPal. Because look at this shit I just linked in the chat. Think about it. We can get this shirt and then put these
Holy
Fighters
crap.
Edge patches on it.
That would be pretty dope, actually.
Oh
How do we
my
get
God.
these? There's 14
Hold on.
bucks.
I just want to tell you guys right now, I'm holding 20 Capcom Edge points right now.
Oh shit!
Why are
20.
you holding out on us, man?
And that's just in my hand right now. I'm pretty sure behind me I got like another 100. We could do this.
We need
got
jackets.
this.
We need Letterman jackets.
We need those fucking Letterman jackets, dude. Oh, the Fighters Edge T-shirt. Look how much better this is. It's just white with a fucking small logo
make-
that says Fighters Edge on
MacGyver
it.
said
We should make our own
eBay.com.
Fighters Edge T-shirt, and on the shoulder it should just have the 5.0 guy just popping. Just, wow.
What is this shit, dude? It's like
Oh,
I
dude,
barely
on the
see it.
back, on the back,
The
it's
back
got the
is
big
sick.
logo though.
Yeah, on the back it was cool. This thing's not even centered. Like it's like lopsided.
I mean, is that really that surprising?
No.
Well, no, that's some shirts. It's like the ones where you put the fucking like polo logo. It's only on one of the sides.
I like how the
Ah.
Fighter's Edge looks like it's just some dude about to punch in a window of like some kind of
He's gonna get the smash and grab going.
Yeah, he's just like, oh look, that dude's got a fucking
Got a Mad Cat stick about to get that shit
It's
real
just
quick.
breaking.
About to steal Daigo's stick out of his car.
It's like I gotta practice my B&B. It's B&E.
break it in there, baby. Give me that shit. That's how you gotta get your points, man. How you gotta get that
That's how you
jacket?
get them GameStop points and just break it in.
I think the way the math worked too is that if you bought like every game that had the Capcom Edge points in it, like I think you'd only be left with like 20 or like 40 or like 50 left at the end of it. So like you really couldn't get much other good shit unless you bought like multiple copies of like same games.
That's when you gift them to your relatives and friends, but you've cut the points out and you've opened it.
Here you go.
So NCR's happening.
Yeah, NCR got announced.
We talked
Registration's
about that
up.
a little bit.
Did we?
We did.
Yeah, we talked
what
about it
need-
last week.
Yeah.
What we need to talk about is Combo Breaker, because that just got announced. Registration for it is announced, I should say.
Oh,
I wanna
okay,
go to
cool.
so many tournaments and I can't go to like any of them.
What we really need to talk about is this here Save the Marvels money match happening at Winter Brawl. Do we need to talk about that? Because the theme of this show is the death of hope. And with the loss of the Mad Cat CEO and chairman, and Daniel Bryan retiring, and Steam ports of console games just being complete shit, why not just round it all out with Kane Blue River just whining about how he's not good at Marvel anymore after winning Evo? Talk about death of hope.
I wanna add something to what you said. You said Steam ports, console games are shit. Would the Edgelord port be considered a?
When it came out, it was pretty bad. Like there was
Well,
shit going on in there that was like, whoa, what?
I've been told that a input testing was done on it, and the Steam version has one native input lag.
No, it's
One
better
thing.
on that in that
And
aspect,
then,
but you
you know,
couldn't even play the damn
Console has
game.
4? You could play the game now. You can play the game fine.
I'm not saying you can't play the game. No, I'm just saying it's like
Better than arcade.
you couldn't. There's certain things going on when games are ported to Steam, even on simultaneous releases that are just getting overlooked, and they're costing. I mean, the game still costs you the same amount as buying it on console, yet it has half the functionality.
I'm so glad that I bought MKX on PC.
God,
I'm so happy that happened. Wow.
Have you been
Whoops.
Have you been through enough yet? You know,
Just-
for a man who thrives on misery, you know that I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
It's all kinds of bad.
Yeah. It's not even just that, like, dude. It's not even just fighting games. It's like, yeah, the Batman game. They just
Oh
fucking,
yeah,
Jesus.
it's not even gonna be Mac and Linux boards anymore because it's so bad.
It's just so bad. They were just like, whatever. We're not good enough to do this. Even though we developed it on PC, we're not good enough to make it work.
Time to make every game in Unreal like they used to.
Jesus. The freaking new Naruto game doesn't work. It runs at 30 FPS, like on PC.
Nah, I'm sure they can unlock that at some point.
I'm sure they will, but why is it locked in the first place?
I don't know, because consoles. We don't want to make it look better than the console version.
I mean, the console version is probably. I think the console version runs at 60.
That's what I'm saying. What is it? I think it was Pro Evolution Soccer 2016 uses the PS3 version instead of the PS4 version on PC.
Right, that's true.
I mean, it's what I've been
Well,
saying all along.
it's
Consoles
Konami.
are way superior to PC anyway.
Oh my!
All right.
That's
The gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, that's. I
The
imagine
bang
Paul
of
would say
hounds.
that while sitting on his front porch drinking a menthol tea,
What?
and dusting off
Did-
his
Did
NES.
you say a menthol tea?
That sounds
Yeah.
delicious.
A mint julep, some bullshit. And he's just sitting there, be like, yes, consoles were always better than the PC. Look at this here, Nintendo Entertainment. Never let me down once.
I mean, it hasn't. My Nintendo still works. How's your PC from the 80s treating you?
I mean, as soon as I get that thing out of the fire sale, like, I'll let you know.
I didn't have a PC in the 80s. Okay,
I
mean, I
didn't
didn't
either.
either.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. I wasn't
Had
Batman.
Nintendo.
Shit.
I had an Atari.
I just
A
wonder,
bunch
like,
of Ninja Turtle toys. God
so
damn it!
I know developers will never give up on the Steam platform, but our publisher is just like, fuck it. We don't care.
I don't know.
Publishers.
That's a question for next week,
I think that's what the next 5 years are going to be with all the Kickstarters and whatnot. Fuck publishers.
Yeah, just put it on Steam. That Steam should become the publisher.
I just can't wait for Nintendo to do the gimmick that my cousins always talked about. How with all games like being all edgier and people not wanting to play Nintendo because it's supposedly kiddie. Just the whole gimmick. The kids suck is the new slogan. It's just like everything's all dark and brooding and guns and stuff.
Oh, so Nintendo goes back to the 90s is what you're telling me.
My cousins were saying that way back in the 90s. They go, kids suck. You know,
I don't know why
every
that-
game is at least.
That's not
rated
funny. They
like
don't suck. Shut up.
M. Yeah, but
We'll call it the Fighting Edgelord.
yeah.
Hey, that's actually a good episode title.
Write that down.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
all right.
so-
Anybody got anything else? We are actually at the end of the show.
At the end of the show.
I don't think I do. I mean, I probably have a billion other things, but I can't think of anything. So.
Well, you know.
Write them down. Save them for next week.
Yeah, write them down. Save them for next time. All right. If nobody has anything else, just like to thank everybody for listening to this week's episode of SDR. So from everybody here at Super Desperation Radio, good night and good luck.